Hey guys, it's Rattlesnake. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm back with another race review. I know it's a touch late. I know I keep saying, oh, I should do them on the day. But in my defense, I was waiting for all of the information to come out about the Grand Prix, so it's not. I was clearly busy decorating the tree, as you can tell. I gotta have my hat on when I decorate. There's like, you gotta listen to Christmas music and you gotta have your Christmas hats on when you decorate the Christmas tree, at least in my household. I've been spending all day doing it. It's very fun. I might put up a photo of it in here if I feel like doxing myself, which I don't. But yeah, the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Now, I'll admit, I'm not the biggest fan of this race. Like most street circuits, I find that there are too many street circuits in the sport at the moment. And they keep adding more. I don't know why. I much prefer permanent circuits because I find that there is better racing on them. And yes, I'm aware that my home Grand Prix is kind of a street circuit. It's a semi-street circuit, but Albert Park is technically, I don't know. It's stupid. It's a cool place and it provides some cool races, but that's because Melbourne has insane weather. Which, speaking of which, the weather in Las Vegas, that was very interesting. I really wish it had bled over to the race because it would have made some more interesting things happen, I think. But yeah, it was fun watching qualifying, or trying to watch qualifying, as I'm sure most of you who were watching on Sky Sports would relate because of the amount of rain from the driver's point of view. So that was fun. But yeah, I mean, Norris P1, didn't matter though, because like I knew it would happen. He would get overtaken in turn 1 and Max would take the lead. And I knew it would happen because it's Max. So yeah, a bit of a victory for us Verstappies, which is good. Championship fight is still on, which brings me to my next point. If for some reason you are in the F1 bubble and haven't heard this news, what are you doing? Second of all, the double disqualification for McLaren. Disqualification. Yeah. Wow. As soon as I saw Lando's time start dropping and dropping and dropping, like Max pulling way further away from him in those last few laps, I had turned to my mum and said, there is something wrong with Lando's car. He's going to get disqualified. They're going to weigh it and it's going to be underweight. That wasn't the case, but I knew that there was something wrong because there was no way in hell Max was gaining a second, 2 seconds per lap, per half a lap at one point. He was just gaining and gaining and gaining, which shouldn't be possible. He ended up at like 25, I think, seconds in the lead. I don't know what it was, but it was some ridiculous number. Maybe that was earlier in the race, but either way, he did end up with an insane amount of lead. Which could have also been because of the type of track it is. It doesn't really favour the McLarens as much as it could the Red Bull's setup, or specifically the setup that Max likes, so who's to say? But yeah, there's 24 points in the championship. Now, yes, I know that Lando only needs to extend his points. He needs to extend his lead 2 points over them. But I don't know if that'll happen. I'm not sure. Oh, wait, Oscar is still in the fight. And the next two tracks do play to his driving style. I'll give him that. But, you know, it's anyone's game at the moment. I'm hoping and praying. Number 5. But, whatever. Now, on to other drivers besides the championship charge, because I feel like I talk about those three a lot. Oh my god, Ferrari, what were you cooking? What the hell was going on? You said you had the pace for points and a podium, and by god, you were right. You technically could have had you were close to having a podium. Charles Leclerc, you were driving like an animal, my god. But Lewis Hamilton? Starting from 19th and getting into the points, I mean, there's a reason he's a world champion. I may not be the biggest fan of him, but he is a damn good driver when it comes to that sort of thing. Like, they did have the pace, and yes, he was overtaking back markers left, right, and center. Yeah. I don't care, it was still a fucking good drive from him. Kimi Antonelli. I don't think people realize this, but he went from, what was it, 17th to podium. Yes, he didn't get the actual podium because of that 5 seconds penalty, and also McLaren overtaking him, but he still got that podium. He still ended up 3rd because of the disqualification. Either way, he would have been 5th. What? I don't know how he did it. Was it something like 47 laps on those old hard tires? Man, there's some people who are online being like, oh, you know, Antonelli's overrated. Like, they said he was supposed to be the next big thing, but I haven't seen that much from him. You haven't seen that much from him? Man's had 3 podiums in his rookie year. He's 18. Oh, no, he's 19 now. Either way, crazy start to his career. Very good driver. I know that he needs to work on certain things, but all of the rookies this year, most of the rookies this year have had pretty good, you know, they've had a pretty good season. Unfortunately, my goat Bortolotto again. I don't know how I can keep supporting you, man. No, I will, because I truly believe he does have really, I love the rookies. I think that they're a very good introduction to the next generation of drivers. We're going to see people like Arvid Lindblad. I don't know how to say his last name. Lindblad. Either way, being introduced to Red Bull probably next year, year after. You're gonna see people like Paul Aaron probably being in the Alpine seat next year, because I don't see Colapinto really having that long of a career with Alpine. I think he'll swap teams and have a better chance at some of the other teams. Maybe in like a Haas, because Ollie Behrman's been cooking that, and I don't know how much longer Esteban Ocon is going to continue racing. I give it another few years before he's replaced. Maybe another 2 at most. I would love to see him in like Red Bull or Aston Martin. The man can drive. He's got very good talent. He's just been unfortunately stuck in some terrible teams. We're gonna see Doron Pomp, who, shout out, won the F1 Academy this weekend. Hats to her. I knew she would do it. Pocket rocket, incredible. She's gonna she'll end up in a Mercedes seat. I know that, you know, he's always gunning for Max. It's not gonna happen. And when George does retire, or maybe switches teams, they're going to turn to her, hopefully pull her up through the ranks like they did with Kimi, because she has got a lot of talent. I think she's moving on to F2 next year? I'll have to check. But I know that she's moving up the ranks quite quickly. For someone so small. No, she's iconic. But yeah, we're gonna see a whole lot of younger drivers being pulled through the ranks, and I'm excited to see what the next generation has. But hey, let's not count out the older generation. Like I said, Hamilton had an amazing Grand Prix. I mean, what more is there to say? Alonso, well, I think next year will be his last year. I actually think next year will be both of their last years, because I can't see them driving for much longer. But yeah, I think I've said all I need to say about the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Oh yeah, Disney. If that's their extent of collaboration, I will laugh, because it was so lame. It sucked. Like, genuinely. There was no point to that. There was no need for that. I don't like that they don't have a proper cooldown room. They have the cooldown car, and you can't hear anything that's in that cooldown car. It looked cool. Yeah, nice introduction to Cadillac on the grid, but, like, it was stupid. Yeah, I don't like the F1. I don't like Las Vegas as a Grand Prix. I think it's too much, and it's not enough substance. It's style over substance, and I think that it's... I don't know if it's just qualifying that really is good for that track, or if it just does not have that best. It's, yeah. When it rains, it's fun. But yeah, like I said, I've said all I need to say. But thank you for listening to my rambling about F1. I will be back next week for Qatar. Peace!